Hey Brian, how are you?
Hey, Mike, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing super. Good to see you tonight.
Good seeing you. How's it going?
It's going pretty good,
Yeah?
all things
Good.
considered. Still moving
Yeah.
forward, sometimes slower than others, but life is good. I just got off the phone with my 16-year-old grandson who's having a birthday today.
Ah,
And he just started dating a girl,
oh my.
and I was just thinking about how my wife and I started when we were 15. So try to warn him, but he wouldn't listen. So.
Wow. How many years you been married?
On August the 9th, it'll be 50 years.
Wow.
And we actually dated together for 6 years. So we've been together for 56 years. So
Wow. And you started when you were 15.
started when I was 15. So
That's
didn't
incredible.
drive. Parents had to take us out to the show and all kind of crazy things back then. So high school sweethearts,
That's nice. From Pittsburgh, right?
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, good for you. That's awesome. I have an anniversary coming up myself,
How
September
many?
1st.
How
I'll be
many?
30.
30.
Yeah.
Just a rookie.
Newlyweds.
Just a rookie.
Yeah, right. uh, huh. Yeah. How is the lighting? Can you see the lighting on me very well? I
Yeah, it's all
moved it
right.
around.
I struggle with my lighting all the time too, but can never quite get it right. I know, like
I mean,
Harvey. Harvey has perfect lighting, so
Harvey Hook.
Why, thank you, Mike.
Oh, Harvey Alston.
yes.
Nice, Harvey. How are you, sir?
I'm always fantastic. And you?
I know you never change. I love that. I love that about you. I'm doing well.
All
Thank you.
right.
It's good seeing you.
My pleasure.
So how you been, Harvey?
Hey, things have been slow, as you well know. So just having fun,
Yeah.
you know.
I was surprised to see Jerry Snodgrass, is no longer with the OHSAA.
Yeah, that was quite unusual. Yeah, those happen to be lifetime opportunities, those jobs for most of the commissioners across the country who take those type of roles. I know Claire Mascara, he's still living, but he was in there for 20 some years. And then Dr. Ross was in there for 17 after that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. And so how long was Jerry in it?
Jerry was 2 years.
Hmm. Wow.
But I've been in education for 50.
Yeah. You're a student of life.
No, man, I was head football coach of East 1969.
Is that right?
Yeah, saw the turbulent times back then. They come back around again.
Huh. Yeah, history has a way of repeating itself, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So is this any worse than it was then?
Different.
Yeah.
You know, we had tanks rolling up and down Main Street and Livingston Avenue. The riots were for different reasons. Some of the same social injustice, assassination of leaders. Right in a row, you had Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, John Kennedy. It's just
Bobby Kennedy. Had Bobby Kennedy in there
Bobby
too.
Kennedy. Yeah. Yeah, it was tough times.
Yeah, I was born in '67, so I missed all that.
Make me feel bad now.
I'm not doing it on purpose. Not on purpose. Sorry. Well, I wonder who all is going to be able to join us here tonight. It's a 8:01, so
I'm just having fun. I got my I ordered some backdrop curtains and some stuff to make the Zoom a little bit more attractive. perspective. I have some great lighting. I've got a two-camera system, webcam. I got two monitors. I can flip back and different stuff. So I said, this is, going to be great to see how, I can come to a Zoom meeting and see how I can, do my technology tonight. So I dressed up for the occasion, man.
That's
You
good.
know, I'm, I'm,
Nothing-
I'm just sorry we didn't have you on the platform. You're talking about promo stuff. We had T-shirt designs, Vision 2020. You were on the program, doing your thing about vision. Man, it was going to be great.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
I know. Hopefully we can do it again in 2021.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about that yet, but we can talk about that later.
Got to do it before I get too old. I don't know where I am.
Well, one thing's for sure, you don't want me driving you there.
That's right.
And there's Michael. Hey, Michael, how are you? How are you this evening?
Good. How are you?
Good. Where you from?
I'm sorry. Dogs start barking right when it happens. Boy, stop. I'm out of Los Angeles, California. I live in Valencia.
Oh, okay.
Let me get outside and get away from these dogs.
Yeah.
Sorry. Have to have my hat on. Haven't been able to get to the barber.
Huh. Yeah. That's a common occurrence.
Yeah. So where are you out of?
I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, you're in Ohio? Wow. That's where my dad was born and raised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where at?
They're in what was it, Liverpool area. So
Down on the High River.
yeah.
Yeah.
So his family all still lives out there. He moved to LA after he did the service and played some professional football, and then now he's in LA. And
Tell me you didn't play with the Wheeling Ironmen.
with who?
The Wheeling, West Virginia Ironmen.
No, he actually played for the Army. So
For the Army. Yeah, they had a semi-professional team down there in East Liverpool. And
yeah, he said they used to get them all to the prisons to play.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah.
He said it was a little scary. He said, but it was fun. He said once they got going, everybody, it's sports, just so everybody ends up getting along and respecting each other. So.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, that little area down there called Arlington. That's the best way they pronounce it. Arlington.
I pronounce it Ironton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Huh. Well, it may just be the four of us, gentlemen. So I appreciate you all joining. We're at about 8:04, 8:05. So we can go and get started. And really, this is not a. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is not a structured conference or anything like that. I really just wanted to talk to you all about, what are you dealing with and how are you doing it? And then, if we have time, I'll come back around and I'll talk specifically to some of the things that I'm encountering. But I'd really rather start with all of you. Who wants to go first? Mike or Harvey?
I'll be glad to go first.
Okay.
Well, mostly what I do is executive coaching, leadership development, and I do some career transition work. But this time of year, I'm a John Maxwell certified coach, speaker, and trainer. We have a big event in October called Live the Lead. And we're having some issues having a venue because most of the bigger places in Ohio are closed down or locked up or are limited to 10 people. So we're dealing with the uncertainty and the of the environment in which we're living in and the amount of change that's going on. And we're trying to offer an event that adds value to people's lives. But it's a little bit challenging whenever you're dealing with face masks and social distancing and all those issues. So that's kind of the biggest thing on my plate. And I don't know how long you want me to talk about that, but last year we had 130 people show up. So we're not quite sure what it's going to look like this year.
What is the one question you might have, that is maybe going through your head about your vision, maybe some blind spots you might have? Is there something like that where you may need some help? Maybe from me, maybe from somebody else. I don't know. That just maybe the group of us, can help you. Is there something that you have that's hanging out there that you're just not sure about?
Well, I guess the one thing is I try to be as positive at all times as possible. So for the most part, I tend to move forward in spite of the fact that it's not easy to do so. And so this year, I'm torn between being realistic on what our turnout might look like, and also with the quirk of my personality to be believing that we're going to get 100 people there again this year. So it's a little bit, so you can help. You can always pray for me. That always works big. And then
It always does.
it always does. And so I'm feeling some anxiety though, because so much of the change is out of my control, and so much of what I'd like to do is hampered and every day by whatever Governor DeWine decides we're doing, or whatever the president decides we're doing. And so we have issues that we're dealing with that are way out of our control. So you just can't work harder. You can't just work smarter. You just kind of have to go with the flow a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I remain optimistic, but perhaps too optimistic.
Well, no, and I'm the same way. I'm an optimist myself, but when I think about optimism, I know how important it is, but at the same time, I go back to this tool that I grown up with over the last 2 or 3 years, and it's called the Johari window. Are you familiar with the Johari window?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It's a tool. It's a tool for self-improvement, self-awareness that was created back in the 1950s by two British psychologists. Their names happen to have been Joe and Harry. Thank goodness Harry didn't get top billing, but it's called the Johari window. And I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to throw it up here on the screen. So if you would, you'll see the y-axis is things that are known to others and things that are unknown to others. And on the x-axis, you have things that are known to you and things that are unknown to you. Now, that creates a situation where in the quadrants, you have the hidden area, you have an unknown area, but on the top, you have blind spots. And I talk a lot about blind spots, and those are things that are known to others but not known to you. And then the biggest area is the peak performance. That's the upper right-hand quadrant. You really want to make that as big as possible. So how do you do that? You do that with a couple of different ways, but really the main way you do that is through feedback. And when you have feedback, you begin to get a better idea. And if you ask for feedback, when you receive it, you have to receive it as a gift. And whenever you receive a gift, what do you say? Thank you. So same thing with feedback. So from vulnerability, that vulnerability will allow you to make your hidden area smaller, and you'll be able to make that peak performance quadrant, of more than a quadrant. You just expand it exponentially. So as you get more comfortable with your team and your team understands you better, they understand your motives, they understand what's going on, and so this may even be something you can experience, Mike, with your team that you're putting together for the day of the Live to Lead. If you are able to get to know them better, and obviously we did that on the first call, but in continuing to invest in them and they will invest in you, I would say that that's probably an area where you're not only going to be able to shrink your blind spot, but you're going to be able to make that hidden area much, much smaller.
I appreciate that, and I tend to think that being vulnerable is the same as being weak, and I know that's not the case, but Since I'm half Irish and half Italian, my background takes over. So, we had three guiding principles when I was growing up. You either drank to it, bet on it, or fought for it. So those things are always in play inside of me. So being vulnerable, being open, not quite used to that, but I'm working on it. But that's good advice. I appreciate it. Notes with what you said. So
Sure, absolutely. Mr. Alston,
Yes, sir.
what do you have going on with that you think you might have some blind spots or maybe areas where you might need some help or just additional advice? You know, the three of us getting together and having a conversation is always good, but you know, if there's any way that we can help each other, I'd love to do it.
No, it's just a matter of retooling right now. That's been the biggest thing. I think that the last program that I did was March at Penn State. And even getting there, I had to drive instead of flying because we knew that things were getting bad for the Corona at that particular time. After we took the business and we looked at it, I canceled most of the conferences that I put on myself, and especially the Ohio High School Athletic Association. We bring in $1,600 for that, canceled it right away. We were able to get our money and deposits back. You know, we just came off of a virtual conference with the National Federation. We usually have a summer student leadership summit. We took all the speakers and put them on a web-based program and condensed it down, and it ran really smooth. There were some things that I saw that really made a difference, and I think that I had to come back and look at what I'm doing myself. And one is that people like yourself who were speakers and presenters, they weren't ready for the transition of stage to being a TV actor. And what we have now with the Zoom and other things, you really have to do a program that's a lot different. You have to watch and touching your face. You have to watch how the camera is focused, whether you're doing a 33-degree angle from a laptop up, and we can see up your nostrils, see your nose hairs. Certain gestures, like even simple things like if you're talking to somebody and you're not sure, kind of lean forward and turn your ear and what did you say? Almost like they're in that audience. That's going to break up the monotony of the talking that we have of looking directly at the faces, you know, just moving forward and leaning forward. I saw several of the presenters who were talking who used their hands. And if you know, if you're a photographer like I am, you know that if your hands are in front of you, your hands look twice as big. So I had to tell some of the presenters to keep their hands down by your side as much as possible. And if you're that Italian talker who does hand gestures a lot, this is not the place for it. So you have to learn how to do your acting skills. And then even in your presentations of making your material presentable, there's so much material out there that that'll tell you to go to share screen or to go to something that's very complex, the OSB, and do other types of mechanisms. And really, the mechanisms that you can use are very simple, and you can amplify whatever tools you have at home to make them almost a studio production of things that have just been sitting around your house, an old camera and an old microphone and different things you can hook up to what you presently have with maybe a $2 cord or a $5 cord and make things really nice. But to try to go online and do things with just a phone system or other outdated laptops is not going to get you where you need to go. And that's the basic thing that we need to do. We need to, if we're going to do presentations, and we're going to be doing Zoom meetings now for another year, year and a half, I can guarantee you that. Because even if it does, the virus kicks out, people are not going to kick in until, you know, next year sometime, 2021. You know, we're not going to be able to do conferences, gather meetings. Mike McCormick, down here, you're talking about getting people together. There's going to be a lot of people who don't want to come out, who are going to be afraid to come out. and be around, even if you social distance and wear a mask. So I would suggest to anybody that you get deep into your technology, learn your skills, learn how to do, cheap little things like this. Behind me, this is a roll of tablecloth paper. And then there's just 2 bars that I put PVC on each side. I bought some curtains, 2 curtain panels from Tablecloth Factory, $35 for the 2 tablecloth things. You can get them in all kind of colors. So eventually, this behind me, the setup I got behind me is under $100. I'm speaking in a webcam that has its own speakers. I didn't get the best one, but I got one for $59 off of Amazon. So I've got lighting that I can use. I don't even have the lighting on right now because I changed the light bulbs into regular LED light bulbs in the ceiling that I have in order to give you the white light that you need and take out the yellow light that you need. So when you start looking at talking about making a studio in your own home, it doesn't cost a lot, and there's a lot that we can do. And so I encourage everybody to take it up another notch, be a presenter like you're on television, and be that Mr. Gadget man that we see on the early morning TVs, the chemistry doctor, or whoever that you saw and had fun with because they were doing experiments. Have your trinkets, have your things that you can do, and hey, have fun with it.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
No, I love it. That's great. I mean, I just have invested a little bit in some things here for my own. This lamp that I have, I'm looking at it. It's been around for 10 or 15 years. The lamp behind me the same way. The laptop I've had for 5 years. But I did buy a new webcam, so I spent a little extra money on that. So that's coming, and I'm starting to buy a new software, so to make my presentations look better, more professional. So I can do things like that. What I did with the Johari window, how I threw that up there. Just some investments along those lines have helped a lot. So I agree with you. You need to take it up a notch.
Yeah.
So, is it Mahir? Are you there?
The microphone.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
David, how are you?
Good. Where are you coming from tonight, Mahir?
Calgary.
Calgary. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have you heard a little bit of what we're talking about?
Oh no, I just joined a little bit late, but yeah, I heard what Harvey is talking about, and yeah, I got a little bit of idea of what he's saying about.
Yeah. So, really having a conversation about your vision, and if you have some potential blind spots that here us as a group, we can maybe help you begin to see that you didn't think of before. Maybe there's some areas where just talking about it, you'll be able to have a better understanding of those blind spots, and just talking through it. Are there areas? What sort of field are you in, Mahir?
Actually, I'm in data analysis field, but I work in oil and gas. So just like my profile is mostly in data analysis and supply chain, working for an oil and gas company.
Okay, we don't have a red ice, but we have apple, lemonade, a Sprite, or this tropical punch.
Hey, Wes, you taking a drink order?
Guess who went shopping with me?
Who?
Wes Wyatt.
These are all things she
Well,
likes.
that's funny.
Well, Wes is he's a good friend of mine.
Which one do you want?
I know he's
The
just listening in, but forgot to mute his mic. That's all right. Hey, so Mahir, what you do in the oil and gas industry, I'm sure it pertains a lot to data analytics. Is there an area where you feel like you may have some information, or you may be missing some information where you think it might be helpful to you or to maybe somebody else?
As in, like, can you elaborate that question again, please?
Yeah.
Like,
So, is there an area of your life where you think you may have information that someone else would be interested in? I'm sure that you get lots and lots of reports. and lots of data around different factors, but what is it that you have that might be beneficial for someone else to hear?
Um, I guess I'm not sure about everyone's background here, but I guess everyone, like nowadays, everyone plays with data, right? Like everyone over here has to deal with some kind of data. And again, I think the technology is evolving so fast. Like everyone is jumping into that. Like how can you analyze your data faster and stuff like that? And you just have to keep up with all of this stuff. So I'm just trying to catch up with all of these things that is going on. But again, it is so overwhelming that you just cannot keep up with some of the stuff, and you just have to keep, keep your domain to on certain softwares and certain applications. So I think that's what I've learned, and that's what I think I can share my experience over here, right? Like I think. There are a lot of things out there. Like people require a lot of things. Like there's a lot of demand for data analysts out there. But for me, I know my strengths now. Like I know I can use Excel. And Excel is widely used, and I can somehow play with it and produce the same results. Like while what other companies or other people are doing in the same field, right? So yeah, for me, for a while I was doing like trying to grab like put my hands into a lot of different things, but then I decided no, this is not helping me or anyone in the company. So I just I just kept sticking with Excel and got better at it, and I think this is what is helping me a lot.
So,
but again, this is just a core software side of it, right? But again, data analysis can be used in everywhere else. So what my vision is to get into real estate analysis. Like if I want to be financially free, I think I can leverage my data analysis skills to check what's going on in the field of real estate, and I think I can apply that and probably achieve my goal or vision of financial freedom, I guess.
So is that your vision, financial freedom?
Yep. Yeah.
And what do you see as do you have specific goals along the way that you set for yourself in order to get to that?
Yeah. So I have like 3-year goals set up for now. Like ultimate aim is to get financial freedom, right? But again, this is like I have to take small steps and small goals. And for me, the near future is like 3 years, and I want to at least start investing in 1 or 2 properties a year in Calgary. Some like Calgary is something place where I know like what is going on in Calgary, and what are the nice places and stuff like that, where I can actually make a sense out of it. So that's one part of it. So by 2020, I'm planning to at least buy 1 or 2 investment properties over there. Other thing is like with oil and gas, I know there is a lot of uncertainty going on. So I'm probably going to switch jobs soon because I guess I know my skills can be used somewhere else. So I'm going to probably look into government sector, because I think what my liking is, like what my purpose in life is, like I want to help others. And I think if I get a job in like government sector, I think I can probably leverage my skills there, and also serve my purpose of helping people out.
You mentioned your purpose of helping people out. What sort of help do you see yourself providing to people?
I guess any kind of help. It doesn't have to be any particular kind of help. Like I'm still discovering my purpose here. Like I know what I like. Like this is what I like. Like I like helping people out. The other thing I like is like adventures, like hiking and stuff like that. And I like cooking. So those are the other areas I'm exploring right now. So I can also help people by that's one thing I want to start a YouTube channel soon, and get some hiking videos, and people can at least look into it and see, oh, I cannot visit Calgary, I cannot visit this remote places, but I can at least see what is going on these remote places. So that's one kind of helping them. And cooking wise, I just like cooking. I don't know. So I'm just trying something out. Like every month I try some new recipe and stuff like that. And, just like to feed people for free.
Hmm. No, that's good. I love it. That's
Yeah.
great. So we've talked a little bit about blind spots. We really haven't talked too much about vision, although Mahir, you mentioned your vision. I guess I'd like to ask Mike and Harvey what your vision is. I mean, you guys have been doing this a little bit longer than I have, and you have some really good ideas in terms of being able to help people and how you can go forward. But in these certain times, uncertain times, what does vision mean to you, and what is your vision?
You want to answer that, Mike, first?
Go ahead, Harvey. I'm thinking.
And vision means a lot to different people. Depends where you are in life. I'm 73 years old, so my vision is a little shorter than most of you. Like I tell the people when they sell me, they say, you want a lifetime guarantee for something? I said, no, man, that's not gonna work out for me, not a lifetime guarantee. Sell it to a young person. So my vision down the road is, how do we expand on what we already do to make a more significant impact? And so we start watching what the young people are doing or what other people are doing at this particular time. When we went on Zoom 3 days live for the National Student Leadership Conference, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday out of Indianapolis, Indiana, first we thought, well, we just sign up maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000 kids would. For 50 states, we're saying that would be pretty good. That'd be a good number of student leaders during the summer. But to our surprise, we ended up with over 10,000 people that had tuned in for the leadership conference. And of course, we made the leadership conference short. It was between 1 and 2:30. You don't want to bore people. So they had some intros. They had 2 speakers, each speaker doing 45 minutes with a little intermission time in between. Come back, and we wrapped it up. But one of the things that I saw that was very interesting is that they put something else in there, the young people did, called Join the Band. And so they had a band app, and the kids were actually viewing the presentation like we're viewing now, but then they were multitasking and doing a band app on the side and making comments that the speakers could respond to later on during that particular time. And so that was very informative. They got a lot. So the speakers one speaker got over 500 hits on his band count alone. So he spent the rest of 2 days just responding from what he did on Monday. So, we have to start looking at aspects like that. Do we have the band app? Do you have a way that the people who are communicating with you now, are you taking on topics that are controversial but need to be expanded? There's no way in the world that you're going to move on into this next, what I call the new normal, without talking about the effects of the old coronavirus and what it did to people's attitudes. There's no way we can move forward in any kind of contents not talking about what the social issues are now with whatever lives matter, and they're going to bring those subject matters to any conference, to any communication that we have, to any program that you do. And if you don't address them, then you're going to be that Pinocchio on stage of a motivational speaker who says, I know you can succeed. And buddy, I'm telling you, this time here, you're just you're blowing hot air at people, okay? Because it is very hard to succeed in a time like now.
Yeah, you have to be relevant. You have to understand the time frame and what else is going on in the world, right?
Right.
Yeah, there was a Geico commercial about the motivational speaker, and it was Pinocchio. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and every time he said, "You can do this," his nose would grow longer and longer. It's kind of funny, but I think it makes the point that you're making. It's pretty hard just to use those same words and expect to get results like you may have before in your life. They have become hollow. My vision, my mission statement, I guess, in life is to help people that God puts in front of me with the talents that He's given me. And so I have, have really taken a lot of time this year to think through exactly what that means. And unlike the way that I did it last year, I am really trying to figure out how to do it this year. And so I've been challenged, as maybe all of us have, by some words that I really never paid too much attention to. And one is diversity. So I always saw the world through my own eyes and always saw America through my eyes. And really, I'm now trying to see the world through other people's eyes, especially if they're different than I am, because I really want to do well in this in the area of not being biased or racially prejudiced in any way. I also know that most of the people in my life look like me, think like me, believe what I believe in. So my world has gotten a little bit smaller than I'm comfortable with, just because of the narrowness of that type of thinking. Thinking about including, I mean, you talk about the, that, what was it, J-bar chart.
No, Johari.
Yeah, the Jabari chart. And so I mentioned already this, the vulnerability. So I've got to think through.
Because what?
I'm thinking through what those words actually mean in my life.
Yeah, I think I'll just meet you
what they
there.
look like in my business. So I'm, I'm really starting to think about the world a little bit differently. I'd like to go forward just doing things that I like to do, try to avoid doing things that I don't really want to do. And I tend to say yes to everything. I'm going to be a little bit more selective the second part of the year. Very optimistic about the future. And my goal this year was just to survive. If you could just get through this year, I've been through this before in my life. There are some years that you're making great progress if you just survive, and take it one day at a time and one step at a time. But I'm hoping to add value to people's lives and do more of that, and do more of what God wants me to do, as opposed to what I want to do. So pretty general stuff, but in the last 6 months, I've had a lot of time to think about these things, and I'm hoping to move forward with a better perspective on life and a better perspective on those people around us.
It makes me wonder, and this is a hard question, so forgive me if it's don't feel the need to answer. So, how will you know if you're successful?
Well, that's a good question. The way I always answer that is there was a movie called Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
And it was about a guy that was wanted to go to China to be a missionary, and he wanted to run in the Olympics. And he had this conflict between going to China or training for the Olympics. And his sister wanted him to go to be a missionary in China. He wanted to go to the Olympics. So basically, he said to his sister, "God made me to be fast, and I feel His pleasure when I'm running." And so I guess the answer is, I know when I'm successful when I feel God's pleasure. I know I'm doing what He wants me to do, and I feel in the center of His will when I feel that kind of feedback. And if I don't feel it, I'm probably doing something either different or something just self-serving, or something that is not what I've been designed to do. So I hope that answers your question. So I feel successful when I feel God's pleasure in my life.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Harvey, how would you answer that question?
That's going. One of the things that we have to do is judge our successes by the impact that we make on others. And I think if you judge that not by the dollars or by the times or by the applause or stage, but your success is going to be what you set out to do in your vision. Your vision is to help and serve and help others. As long as you do that, you don't have any problems. Everything else will shake out for itself. And I've been in the consulting and speaking business now as a member of National Speakers Association for over 30 years. I've never worked for anybody else in the last 30 years but for myself. And to be successful at that, that's a mark, and I think that when you do that and you get people that say, you know, you made a difference. Just this last week we had Judy Carey or Lapley, which is her name, was from Ohio. She said she was 14 years old when she was in high school, in the ninth grade at a high school, and I came to speak, and she said, "That's what I want to be in life. I want to be like that guy on stage." And here she is, a nationally known speaker later in life,
Wow.
doing a great job. So, you know, I'm going, wow, you know. So she gave me this great compliment on stage, and I feel, man, that's it, you know. Looking for the next one, looking for that next golden nugget, and that's going to make the difference.
You just be you, and it happens.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're the best.
Well, I know, but you know, and I see that in you, Brian. You took something, you took your adversity of having brain surgery and losing one eye, and you made it a unique conversation piece, which is the wink. A lot of people have stumbled around and tried to find their unique brand, but that's your unique brand. And what you did is you took a job at high school for the blind for pennies so that you could be close to the projects that you're doing. So when you talk about success, you know, I didn't see a Mercedes out there that you were driving when you came up to the hotel, but I did see a Mercedes attitude, and the fact that you came and did a program for people who were handy, you know, had some kind of disability. I didn't use that word, disability, at the hotel. And you did a little conference of that. I know they didn't pay you a lot, but you know, you were in your element when you were on stage and you were doing your thing. So that's your point of success. I judged you by how you affected other people and not by anything that you could dangle or show.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take it, and I'm not even going to answer the question because Harvey just answered it for me. So, thank you, Harvey. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Mahir, do you have any other thoughts in regards to your vision?
No, yeah, I think I'm not sure what to say, but I mean, you guys are very experienced in front of me. I'm just learning from your experiences. And yes, it is, again, as I said, like I'm still discovering what my purpose is and, you know, trying to work towards it. I know that's what I like. Like I like helping people out, and I'm still trying to figure out like how can my skills and what I like can be of help to others, right? And yeah, that's the part I'm still discovering about myself.
Okay. Okay. Well, I tell you guys, there was not a lot of other activity that I wanted to cover. Who is that? Oh, is that Harvey?
Where?
Somebody's screen just came up here. My reason why: embrace your purpose.
That's me. Thought you might
Oh,
like
okay.
that. All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well,
So
I was
you
going
want-
to show you. Go ahead.
You know, that's one of the things we want to do is be able to say, you know, have these little PowerPoints, have these little things and say, hey, what is your purpose? Who are you? What you want to do? So I just thought I'd pull that up and show it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very helpful, actually.
Is that your daughter by any chance?
That's one of my student ambassadors. I have 34 student ambassadors that I work with the high school programs with.
Good.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Thank you.
All girls?
Nope, a variety of representing 26 school districts in the central Ohio area. We have 800 total here in Ohio. And when I do my leadership conference, I use those kids to help put it on. And then on the national level, we bring in 10 to 15 kids from every state.
Well, that's cool. Hey, since you did that, Harvey, I'm going to show you a short little video. I think it's about 30 seconds long, maybe shorter than that. So
Okay.
bear with me. Here we go. That's something new that I just put together with a.
Very good. Your audio was bad though on my end.
And did it work at all?
Not the audio, you could hear it, but it wasn't very loud at all.
Huh. I wonder why.
Well, there's a.
Go ahead.
Somebody was getting ready to answer it.
No.
There's a technique to it, audio through your computer or from your device. So you have to make sure when you play a video or you play something else that the audio is coming not from the playing from the device, but coming through your computer, and it has to be then synced into your sound. So, yeah,
Okay. We'll have to work on that.
yeah,
Yeah, but it was just music. There was no talking or anything. But
yeah.
yeah, well, that's good. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, gentlemen, that's really all I wanted to cover this evening. Are there any questions or anything hanging out there that you guys thought this would be more of or less of? And can I answer anything?
No, I think it's a good platform to at least to see what everyone's vision is and how everyone looks at things in life. Yeah, that's pretty helpful actually.
Okay.
Well, my advice is beyond the content, and all of us, it seems like, are content people, and it's easier to give content when you're on stage and you have all of these, laptops and different things that we can do and give presentations. But the type of presentations that we're doing now and this streaming, which are going to be most important, is to make sure that they're not only instructive but entertaining. So if you've got any kind of thing that you can use as entertainment, keep working on it, keep working on your actions, keep working on your Disney character, as I call it. Make sure that, if you don't need your glasses, Mike, take your glasses off because you might be in a situation where you have light and it does reflect. If you decide to use light to light up your room a little bit, there'll be a little black back glare on that. Try to, Brian, you've got some spots in your forehead from the light that you're using that's above that are shining reflective. You might want to put a little powder on your forehead next time you do a program just to make yourself look a little bit better on television. So all of these things that I'm talking about are important, for the television presence that we need to have, because people are going to judge you by the way that you look on the screen. And we must make sure that we look on the screen the best that we can.
Yeah, no, I agree. You're right. You're right. We all have work to do. Hey, Mahir, maybe you can join us with the video next time.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah.
That's
I'll
okay.
be better prepared with Harvey's suggestions for sure.
Okay. Well, hey, if it's all right with you guys, we'll plan on coming back here next week at about the same time. And
Yeah,
hopefully get
this
people
works out.
join us.
Definitely.
All right.
All right. And if there's anything I can do to help out anybody, hey, look me up. I'm on the web. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on other stuff. And I'm not talking about job opportunities for anybody or anything like that. I've been a teacher for over 50 years. I'm good. I'm a good coach. So if you've got some stuff, Brian will tell you. If you can't handle the truth, don't call me, because I will tell you the truth. All right. But if you want to know some hard things, or you want me to take a look at something, you want me to see what you look like, I'll give you some hard facts for you, because that's what it's about. We can enjoy all the applause and all the accolades that people give who haven't seen hundreds and hundreds of professionals. I've hired hundreds of professionals, and so I can tell you who's good, who's not, who's good for doing keynotes, and who's good for doing breakout sessions. In this business that we're in, for instance, Mike, there's what I call information people who are so good at giving information. And it seems like what you've been doing before, Mike, is that you've been giving a lot of detailed, good, solid, concrete stuff. And that's all good, because there's a very great place for stuff like that. But in today, what we're trying to do is you try to give concrete information over a video, and you're going to see some of the people like this sitting up in there, you know, like knocked out, because it's going to be tough. It's tough to watch television without falling asleep at my age. So if you don't have those little gimmicks to keep people alive, you don't have those little showmanship, you know, it's going to be even tougher. So that's what I want all of us to be able to do, to be able to crank up our business, to be able to be that guy. That somebody will be able to say, have you seen that video? Have you seen that guy talk? And if they have, then you go to it and pick it up. And that's what we need to do.
You got to be that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. Well, again, thank you. Thank you all for joining. Appreciate it.
Well, Brian, thank you. And
Thank you.
Harvey, thank you. So I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Mike, where are you? Are you in Columbus, right?
I mean, I live in Hilliard, actually.
I live in Hilliard.
Yeah, I just sent you my email on the
Okay.
through the chat screen there.
Okay, good deal. I live up here in Westerville, Ohio. Yeah.
You're up here with all those rich people.
Absolutely. I'm not going to deny it.
Well,
On the
that's
golf
good.
course, on the golf course, brother. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for inviting me. And Brian, we'll talk soon, okay?
All right, sounds
But
good.
here, nice
Thanks, guys.
hearing
Yeah.
from you.
Nice meeting
Brian,
you
thank
guys.
you very much.
Yeah.
See you,
You're
Harvey.
welcome.
See ya.
See ya. Take care, guys.